Hi, and welcome back to DeForest Hobbies. We are working on volume 22 of the VF-1 Valkyrie. In this stage here, we're going to be working on the right wing. We're going to be doing some of the fiber optics and the electric wires for the lights. Putting them in again, and we will be adding them to the wing that we got the last time and putting those in place, and also installing some of the parts that came in the last one, so that we have basically the lights and the indicator lights and lenses in properly. So let's get started on that when we get to that part. But here's the rest of the magazine. We're talking again about the VF-1S again. Looks like they're talking about the armaments and stuff again, and what its capabilities are. Camera lenses and stuff, basically things that how the pilot would control the mech or the robot and stuff. This looks like they're talking about some of the artillery on some of the planes, like these here, the AM3s. They're talking about the SUU-23 here with their gun. Also talking about the let's see here, F-86 here, and the F-16 jet. And here's some of the other ones that are the AMRAAMs that they use and stuff. And we'll have some of those on our model when we get to the end. Probably not quite that, but at least some things. There we go. And so it looks like we're going to be doing the strong back inside the wing to help stiffen it up and everything in issue or volume 23. So let's get to the parts. Okay, here is parts for volume 22, 22, whichever one you want to call it. And get them out. And we got our lights here. And this time it's a little different. This is a different style than what we had before, because the one we had before, we had to stick all these in separately, which is very interesting. So it must have been a design change. They decided to do something a little different there, which is kind of interesting. So it's a possibility this could be two different versions of the kit, that depending on what they did in that. So like I said, the last issues, they did a little bit of different things with them, but basically what we're going to do is we're going to get these out, and like before, we're going to take that and, come on now, focusy, I can't get it to focus. Anyways, we're going to take that little tit right there, and we're going to take that and we're going to cut that off at that brass piece right there. So we're going to cut those off so that they're flush with that. And we're going to get that one done. We're going to do that with this one here. It doesn't matter, there's two different lengths here, but they're basically the same lengths, because we're going to end up cutting them once we get them in the wing anyways. So we'll get this done here. So we got those. Now I'm going to confer with my great book of things here and see which direction they got this. So they've got it setting so that this is, it don't really matter as long as they're that. So we're going to put the long ones in first, if I can get a hold of them. Chubby fingers and can't get a hold of them. So what we want to do is we want to run these down through these holes here and thread them really tight so that they're in there and that without pulling them through. And apparently all my animals decide they gotta be noisy while I'm trying to do this. They're like, let's play. Thanks, I really need that, guys. One of these days I'll have my own little building, then I'll not have all these disturbances and stuff, I hope. So there's them. Put that in there. Now, the last time we did this, they told us exactly what was what here. So, they are telling us that the black and red lead is the green one, and the yellow and the orange ones are this. So, get these things off here. So basically what they're saying is, from the wiring diagram, this is green on this side, and this is the two white indicator lights, and then this one will be our blue one in that. So we'll get this all stretched out here. So our two indicator lights are these two shorter ones. So we want our piece to slide in there just like that. So once we got that done, we're going to bring over our this here. We're going to bring this back over. Take our little things off. I got the blue pieces here. And we're going to press fit this into let's get this right. There we go. Press fit this in like so. Where are we at here? Where is our other pin here? Okay. Here's our other pin. So maybe what we'll do is we'll put a little bit of glue to hold that in. Right there, right there. We've got that. The next thing is we're going to feed these wires through, and since this is the green one here, we're going to follow these little pins here, right here, and this one's going to go right here, through here, up through here, there, oops, come on, there, 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 and out to right there. Push them down in there, like so. Then we're going to take this one, we're going to follow this one here, same way to the next ones. That, and then this one kind of goes right by this other piece here, which is kind of interesting. They you actually use this big pin as a pin, and what do I do with my thing here? Sometimes you just kind of have to press these in without using your fingers. Makes it a little bit easier to go in. There we go. There and there and there. And you don't want to get glue on these because it can mess up the fiber optic and it won't transfer the light like it's supposed to. But anyways, those gone through there. Now I'm going to turn this around a little bit here. Make it a little easier for me. And we're going to take this one here, and we're going to come around here like so, this, and then we're going to come out here like so. And this one here, I'm going to have to put in that pin there. Like that. And then there, and then there, and then there, and out like that. So that we got all them done like that. Next thing they want us to do is bring, once we get that all done, once we get that done, they want us to take and cut these two right at the tip of this wing here. I'm gonna cut them back just a hair because last time they want us to cut them right there. And they were just a little bit too proud. So there's that one. And then here is this one here. There we go. So now I got those two done, and then they want us to take these two down here. Let me back this up here so you can see this. They want these two. They want these to stick out about 1.5 millimeters past the edge of this thing. So we're gonna just kind of eyeball that there. Eyeball that there. And like I said, I'm saving these little fiber optics because they're just short enough for and long enough for certain things. Alright, so we got that. Oh. Once we get the other piece, this other piece in, that'll hold it all in there. But for right now, that's them. Then we want to take and bring this over. We had from the last pack. And they want us to take and cut off this piece here with these little things on them. You can see right past there that these will eventually hook onto, which I had a problem with in the last wing, as you might have seen if you happen to watch it. If not, go back and watch it. It's a very experience. I had actually cut away from doing my my video because I was having problems with it. So make sure we got all them off. And then we're going to take this and we're going to put this into these pieces here. It's probably easier if I take this and kind of bend it or take it off the thing on both of them like that and get it put on there where it's supposed to be. Oops, here we go. Here, come on here. Nope. It's alright. Get this in here. Alright. Push this down back in here. So that sits in there like that. Hey, you're not supposed to do that. Alright. Here's where fine tweezers come in handy. Alright, so we got them in there. Push these back down into the holes here, like that. Trace them back again. And this one's not in its trace. That one in there, and that one in there. And trace it back here, I'm gonna put a little dab of glue right there on the back side of this so it kind of helps hold that right there. Just to hold that in there in place. And then we're gonna come back over here and we're gonna grab this one here, and they want us to take and glue this one here in place. And I swear I had some toothpicks here, but I don't know where they're at, and so I'm gonna chance it here again with putting this here. There and there. And take my fingers off in it. Uh-oh. 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 That was not good. All right. This is an interesting development. When I last left you, I was trying to put this piece on here, on this part here, right there. That little blue piece right there. I was trying to put that on there, and it pinged off, and I went looking for it for about an hour. Okay, this is not the piece that's originally on there. So what I did, I've been spending my time recreating that piece. Yes, recreating that piece. What I did, and it took a little time, is to take the original sprue of that color, that's translucent, and I used my heat gun and melted that piece, kind of forming it down into a bigger piece here, a blob, as you would say. And I formed it down there, and I got to a point where I got it about right on here, and then I kind of actually glued it on there, and because I was getting too hard to take and actually hold it, so I glued it on there. I glued that on there, and I formed it down, and I put the top piece on. I got the top piece, but and put it on there temporary, and I put it down there, and I think if you look at it from this direction, if you look at that, and I will bring back, I actually brought back my other wing to compare, and yes, it's a blue tip, not a red one, and I don't know, they look rather close. I don't know if you could actually tell the difference or not on that. Let me see if I can hold it here a little bit so you can kind of see that a little better. There you go. I don't know if you could tell that or not, if that's actually the original or not. So I guess you'll have to tell me in the comments how I did on that. But anyways, so with that being said, we will continue on, and all I have to do is actually put this piece on there, and that was partly what I was trying to do before, but apparently that one went flinging off, and I'll probably find it now. Now they spent almost 3 hours playing around with that to make that. I'll probably find it. So we're just gonna put a dab of glue here and here, like that, and we're gonna take this piece and we're gonna put this right in here like this, and get our tweezers here, and stick that in the hole there. Yeah, I actually had to take and drill the hole for the other piece too. Come on. Get in the hole there. There we go. And she's in. And, well, that's all there is to do in that stage. That was a fun one. Yes. Stage, what was this? 22, I think. Yes, stage 22 is what we did. So, well, I would have liked to showed that, but hope you enjoyed. Hey, if you made it to the end of this video, congratulations. Just remember, like and subscribe for all my great substance. There you go. Catch you on the flip side.